Black man, white trade. I want to say that like that just to shine some light on some facts about our history in America as African Americans or Black natives or Black Hebrews or Israelites, whatever you would like to call yourself. I want to shine some lights on the trades because a lot of the trades that we're participating in and that we go to school for and that we learn in America are white trades. Now, there isn't nothing wrong with that. I just want to shine some light on a few things. So, the school system is set up to teach us how to do what? Graduate, get a job, go to college, or go to college, get a job, however it find out, however it turns out. But it even say if you're real smart, oh, you can get a better job. Or if you're not as smart, well, McDonald's hiring. You know they're hiring at the grocery store. You still can do put your all in it, but the trades are the backbone of America. The manufacturer shops, the fabrication shops, um, the assembly plants, having a skilled trade build America. We are skilled trades build the infrastructure of America. Think about it. The roads, the schools, the highways, the safety that we have, the security is built by trades. And to me personally, I feel like with black men, we tend to overlook the power of a trade. You know, just work the trade. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to just get a job. And that's what a lot of us do. But a lot of us get a job and we very, very good at what we're doing on this job, very good. And we don't think about the asset of having a trade and turning it into a business. And that's one thing that I specialize in. I talk a lot about it. I have videos on it that talks about turning a trade into a business because I use the trade of welding as a black man and turned it into a business because welding is a white trade. And I have had a lot of backlash from different white welders who felt like I shouldn't have a blog called Hog on Welding if I'm not welding all the time and I'm just talking sometime. I shouldn't, I have all had all type of backlash, but I'm still doing what I'm doing. I have had those who was white that say, "Hey, man, I like what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I like the way you delivering your message. I like how you hustling. I like your network." And everybody view things different. But for one fact, they recognize skills in a trade. So once you get skilled in your trade, that's when that trade becomes another power to you, becomes another source of income, multiple sources of income for you. And that's why I wanted to make that statement and say, black man, white trades, because we can use that trade to develop our own freedom, to like literally get independence. Just think if during the Juneteenth, because June 19th just passed, and we celebrated our freedom because a lot of us in Southern slavery, from the South, most definitely, was still in slavery and didn't know we was in slavery. And they were still celebrating the 4th of July. We were still down there on the plantations. Probably most of us celebrated too. Some of us didn't. You know how that worked. So the 4th of July freedom really doesn't mean that much to a conscious black person because we know that that necessarily isn't our freedom. Like the Constitution was never written for us. Go and do your math. Even now they're putting clauses in now. If you go back and start looking at how they're trying to do things now with the Congress, but it was never meant like we wasn't even considered as people inside of the Constitution. And even Abraham Lincoln, which a lot of black people tend to believe he was the freedom rider of black America being free. And really, honestly, he made a statement to let us know that if he could have saved the Union without freeing the slaves, he would have. He said that. So we have to just have to realize what slavery, what our skin really means to America. Work, work ethics, bill, do what I don't want to do. That's just the facts of it, you know. So let's just embrace that fact. Not getting mad about it, not getting bitter, but just getting better and just realizing it's the truth. Now, people are not like this on every level, but you do have to realize that this is something that we deal with all the time, and you're going to face people who's not going to like you because of your skills. I know it's a lot of us, black men and women, who have been on jobs, skilled jobs, that trade jobs that someone gave you a whole lot of drama because of your skill in it. You weren't trying to show out, but you had to be good at what you was doing because you had to feed your family. And you know, it was a lot of white people that was on the job that was more equipped, or their family grew up doing this. And you had to learn this, so you had to put your all into it. You know, we seen the movies of black um the black guy that was in the service who jumped and started diving first, you know, even lost a leg, and he still was determined, you know. And there's nothing wrong with those stories. Like, you like to see that drive to say, hey, I'm gonna do it anyway. So if we got that much drive to try to fit in with white America, you know, think about it. You know, Dr. King said that I feel like I have led my people into a burning building, burning house, because segregation pretty much dissembled dissembled our financial strength, because in order for us to be free, we got to have finances too. And for some reason, when the segregation came in, we started networking with our people. We start spending money with our people. We start going to the spots we used to buy the food at, or going to the spots we get our clothes, because they used to make the clothes and we did everything. You know what I mean? And now we get to the point where we got to have a certain name to feel like we made it in America. We got to have a certain brand name on us that's a white name that we feel like, well, it's accepted now. Or I'm in this restaurant eating. You can't get over here eating, so I'm accepted now, you know. And we just start networking with our people, and this is just a reality, man, or something that we just have to face. And I just wanted to honestly just talk to you a little bit about it, not just shine light on the evil and the racism part that's in America, but on the fact that how it started, how the trade started for the black culture, like how we got into it was to do what they didn't want to do. Like, they would train us to do something so that way they didn't have to do it, and could free up more time for them to do what they want to do. And they got someone to do everything for them for free, you know? And a lot of us take pride in what we're doing, and sometimes you do it unconsciously and you're just good at it. So I feel like waking up and being conscious to the fact where you say, hey, it's time for me to turn a trade into a business, utilizing what I learned from this white trade on this job for X amount of years, X amount of time, and then turning that into a LLC, into a business, into a corporation, into a nonprofit, or whatever you're trying to do, into a independent business. You know, it's all about using the trade. And like I say, many of us had been on job where we had to give our all. So if we was willing to sacrifice whatever it was, we had to sacrifice sometime physical body parts, members. You know, we lost trying to fit in and trying to be accepted and do a good job. You know what I mean? So I think that you should give it that same effort on building your independence, because, you know, they don't teach us about taxes. We don't know nothing about business and money. And a lot of artists and celebrities that we look up to, and people in the limelight that's from our community, got the money and end up getting in tremendous debt, or end up going to prison, or end up, you know, getting depressed or killing themselves, or losing everything, or because they didn't understand money, the tax money, how to associate it with your business, how that you are a business, how to not have certain assets in your name, but have them covered under your business, your LLC. Like, these are things that we are not being taught. We have to actually teach ourselves and get under people who's teaching this and get uncomfortable, man. It's okay. You know, we're not going to we're not going to get this information overnight. You know, it's going to take some time. So you're going to have to just get uncomfortable, get out of your comfort zone and start learning something different. You know what I mean? Like, start literally putting yourself in the mind frame to utilize that trade or to get a trade. You know, a lot of us got trades, you know, that you can utilize. So if you got something already, utilize what you got to help better your future and get you some independence and get you some freedom in America. Because America is about freedom. Think about it. It was started on the um, on the people that was coming from England. They wanted to be free. They wanted their own independence, and they was willing to do whatever, enslave someone, kill whoever was on the land to get it. It was what it was. You know, we paint a picture like America is just was come over here and they just threw a nice Thanksgiving meal and helped everybody. Nah, it didn't work out like that, man. These are facts. We got to stop believing fairy tales. We got to stop teaching our kids about things that doesn't exist. This just lies. You know, we teach our kids about Christmas. That's lies. We teach our kids about holidays. That's lies. You know, why not just embrace the truth for what it is? You know, I'm not knocking nobody who believe in Christmas or do they thing. I'm not knocking nobody who don't. You know, all I'm saying is come to the fact of certain things that are lies. And once you start waking up, especially in the black culture, you're gonna get angry. You're gonna get real angry because they did a lot of devilizing, devil, evil. I'm talking about, man. It was a lot of demonic type things done to us as a people on this soil, and people can say what they want to in other cultures that's here now, and they tend to mock and ridicule and joke and laugh at us about different things. And but the fact remains, we are the only people on this soil who were slaves to this land, slaves to the people who founded the land, that don't get any reparations, that don't get nothing without the white man or someone else being able to get it too. Think about that. There is nothing set aside just for them, which is supposed to be. Say, hey, how can you free a people and let them start their finances and you don't give them anything that you took? No land, no nothing. And land is very valuable. Land and education. People say, oh man, you get the money, they might mess it off. It doesn't matter. Some will, a lot won't. You know, give it to them anyway. But I feel like the way, in my personal opinion, to create our own reparations is to use their trade, use what they've been using us for, and turn that into a tool to start our own finances. That's why I say black man, white trade. Let's just use the trades to build our infrastructure in our own communities now. Because just think, if we come together and I'm a welder, say you a plumber, he's a carpenter, he's an engineer, he's an electrician, he do concrete, this person do some type of specialty with water treatment. We can build a town. We can build a small community and start networking. You know what I mean? Put our money into it. We can build a one business that can represent all businesses. And then everybody get enough money where we can go do another one and another one. But that's what we have to do because it's not about getting the finances and getting comfortable because see, that's what they've been doing. That's what they, to me, that's how they use celebrities and our athletes and our people who come from poverty situations that never had nothing. They used, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna give you a lifestyle you won't get. You don't want to go back down there, dude. You gotta do what I say. You gotta tell them to say this. Just think about it. They used them like puppets, man. You know, and me personally, once I just realized the fact of independence and being a business, I realized that I can't be free in America on no job. He's go casting for an ad if it's not for his business. He's working. That's a job. He's getting taxed like a person. I'm not so excited behind someone that just got a job. That doesn't excite me because I know in America it's about independence. So I'm excited off seeing entrepreneurs and LLCs and business owners and mom and pop shops do their thing, and people selling papers on the side or doing a hustle or selling food, whatever they do. That excites me because that's freedom in America. Freedom is to be able to do your own, live off your own steam, create your own process, develop your system of finances, of commerce. I think it's very important not to get sidetracked on living above our means, you know, not to get sidetracked on just getting the money and living better. You know what we do. You know, a lot of our people will get the better job and we'll go get the nice car. We'll get a bigger house. We'll get a bigger garage. We'll get a couple toys in the yard. We'll put the kids in some extra programs. But we're never building, investing in our independence, even in our children independence. We teaching them how to get another job. We always teaching them how to get controlled by someone else. Well, go to college and do this. It's still control. If someone want to do something, I'm not knocking, but you can learn this education and use it for yourself, for your business, for your people, for your growth, to help all people. But I think we have to get out of the mentality of thinking like trades are not valuable. Like using your hands are not valuable, but I don't think that you should do it forever. Like, I don't think you should do certain things forever. There's a time for everything. And if you want to enjoy life, you want to start something and you want to build it so it can run itself. So that way you can do something else. But you always want to stay active because it just helps you stay healthy and mobile and keen and sharp mentally, you know what I mean? So I think that us realizing our position, us realizing the origin of things, just like welding, for instance. Welding is a white man's trade, but welding goes all the way back. Now I'm talking about the modern day welding process. It's created by white man, but the actual origin of welding goes back to the Egyptians, ancient Egyptians, you know, our people. So just think about all it does is advance over time. So now that we have it now, and actually a gentleman from a student from Germany actually started to develop the electric process of the welding, and it was actually an engineer, an American engineer during the 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s, who actually developed a stick rod, who developed the technology of the stick. And I love the stick rod. That process revolutionized things. So in during World War II and after World War II, welding picked up a different stream of technology. Like, it came to be more of a needed trade once they came up with a better process. So welding been going on strongly since World War II, or pretty much after, you know, especially with the stick rod. And some things we just have to do research on and just know the facts of origin of things. You know, I think we have to do our homework. You know, you hear people say all the time that if you place something, if you want to hide something from someone black, place it in the book. Have you ever heard that before? You know, so sometimes, man, we have to do some research. We have to read. Or if now the technology is better where you don't have to necessarily just pick up the book, and that's fine because some of us don't like, you know, reading. I like listening to books too. So now you can just go on there and you can download them and you can listen to them and you can still get that knowledge. It's all about the seed that the word plant. You know, I realized how valuable the seed was, how valuable the truth of the word is. See, a evil seed can grow. And a truthful seed will grow and won't return to you void, meaning it'll do what you sent it out to do when it's the truth. Well, nothing, it might meet some comfort, it might meet some opposition, but it's still going to comfort, it's still going to overcome, regardless of the situation, it's going to overcome. And I just think that we have to embrace America's trades to change ourselves, to change our situation in America, to change our situation for our families, and to just realize that certain facts are going to remain as long as we are here in this land. But I don't feel like all of us should just run and go because we still built this land. So why not stand here and fight and be a part of it and stand with America and with our people because we did help build the infrastructure, Don't take that away from us. You know what I mean? People talk a lot of stuff and want to say this, and I'm not, you know, I'm not with, movements that's completely ran by, for instance, the Black Lives Matter movement is something that I think is very, very positive. I think it's a very, very good thing that Black Lives Matter. And I know the origin of Black Lives Matter was from two females. And I know that the movement financially are pretty much ran by white executives, just like the NAACP. It's not. It's I had always since when it started it was black, and then white got incorporated in like an overseer. And once you start getting your palms greased with a little money, they can come in and get a seat at the table. Think about it. People tend to compromise their freedom for money, for that fast money. That's one thing. That's why I like about passive income and creating products and services, because once you learn how to create passive income, it takes time. And it might take you a year, 2 or 3, but once that seed starts growing and that ball starts rolling downhill, the only thing it's going to do is pick up over time. That's it. So it's just something to think about. I want to plug my um, laptop up because my battery just started going down. But I wanted to come to you this morning just live and talk to you about the black man, white trade, and also something that I've been considering to write a book on, because there's nothing out there that I think that will shine the light on the power of having a trade, you know. And I heard a lady say one day that people don't have no problem with saying Black Lives Matter, but they don't want to say Black Power. Black Power doesn't mean that we are superior over another race. Nah, that just means we know we are stronger. We are stronger together. We are stronger as a fist. We are stronger together. That's what that means. It doesn't mean that I hate somebody white. I got a problem with, man. To me, I think a shallow-minded person always finds something to pick at, something they don't understand. And I like to say what's understood doesn't need to be explained. And if you don't understand it, then it wasn't meant for you, But once you get it, then it was meant for you. But certain things in life you can't be babysitted on. You're gonna have to go out. You're gonna have to go out and get your hands dirty and figure it out yourself. But I feel like us using America's trades can take our people and our culture to a different level, because we've been using them forever. We just been not using them to actually build our financial freedom. And I'm working on it daily. That's why I'm releasing this video, because as I grow and I learn and I develop more insight on life and on the importance of skills and trades and products and services and business, I share it, because I seek for certain things, especially for my own people, that at certain times I couldn't find the answers for. Like I couldn't find them, or if it was someone that did it, I couldn't reach them. I couldn't contact them. I didn't know how to get it. So I said, if I ever got the opportunity to learn something that was valuable or that I know that can help someone else because it actually helped me, I would just share it organically. And that's what I do. I just release these videos to talk to you about what I have learned during the process. Because remember, it is a process. You're not going to go from coal to a diamond overnight, from mud to gold overnight, you know. So keep in mind that there is a process you have to learn. You have to learn the trade. You have to learn the business. Start multitasking. I want to say that because a lot of people don't like to multitask, man. You got to multitask. You got to do more than one thing at one time. Get comfortable, start doing it. Maybe it's not for you, but once you get the swing of it, you can create a habit. You can create a skill. You know, those are facts. And I think if you start creating and forming those now with your trade and your ideas, because I know it's something in you. There is a product in you that can help someone. I know it. There's a service in you that can help someone. So the thing is to keen in on what's for you. Find your niche. Find your niche. Find what trade suits you best, and go out there with your all. Go out there with your all in order to turn a trade into a business. You just don't want to be regular with it. You want to be able to give. You want to be able to give it, or I'm gonna say this better. You want to be able to take it to another level. You don't want to just be able to work the trade. You want to be able to live it and create the trade and turn it into a business that can actually form some type of other business for your kids and for their future. Because don't get so caught up in thinking that your kids got to go with the same business idea that you started. No, you just start the business idea. They might add twists and curves on it and and beef it up and update it some. So don't get caught up that some of the ones or your seeds might not go this direction or do this. That's fine. But your goal is to teach them independence. And if you're going to be free in America, if we're going to be free as a people, we got to create some finances. We got to create some businesses, some financial wealth. We got to learn it. We got to get educated about financial literacy, man. We got to buy black. We got to shop black. We got to love our people, man. We got to love our people. And we got to use the trade that was given to us by the white man that we learned from school, learned from trade school, learn from on the job, learn from the local community. We use those trades to form it. I get it now, not to just live good and luxury. And a lot of us tend to live nice while we're here, and then someone else got to bury us. You do know that we're not here to last forever, but our movement can last forever. What we start in someone else, the business, the structure we get developed can actually live longer than us. I heard Tyler Perry say something before I leave that I really respect. I respect Tyler Perry because I didn't like the fact that he put on the dress. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I love the fact that he used the tool that he seen that the others did and said, "Well, man, let me see if I can tweak this for myself." And he didn't just stay in the system to be a worker. I just don't want to just be in the movies. I want to create movies. I want to own my own compound. And that's what he did, man. That brother is an inspiration to anyone who has a career that want to turn it into a business, man. He did it. He did it, man. And that's one thing that makes me proud as brother. If I never meet him, I'm proud of the fact that he went in Hollywood, got in, got his money, left, built his own independence, and started founding his own movies. And if they want to call him low budget or not, I believe he's going to succeed. The numbers are still going to do good, and he's going to help other people who's going to actually get part of his team that's going to help him get bigger and better at what he do because he's helping someone else too. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do. It ain't about having a job from the man, just getting that role. But if you do the role and you get the check, then go back and create your own. To me, that was the perfect example of using a job, using a high esteem job that probably would have made you sell out your own kind. Oh, you need to stop doing this. You know how many brothers have done that? You know how many brothers I have listened to? And one of my brothers that I respect, David Banner, he even explained in one of his podcasts how he didn't know what to do with the money, got depressed with the money. You know what I mean? Got depressed once he got to a situation because he got there and he didn't know him. He had to find himself. He was caught up. And as black man, that's facts, man, because we don't know. You got to think, man, America stripped us from our culture, our names, our beliefs, everything that we know was taught by us, by the same person who oppressed us, who enslaved us, who killed us. So just take that into consideration, man. Think about that. You're getting your education from someone who did this to you, to your people. So I'm just saying, put a second eye on it, a third eye on it, and find some truth out that's in some of those lies. It's a lot of lies, man. That's a lot of lies. And you're going to have to do some homework for yourself. But like I said earlier, don't get bitter. Get better. Get better. Learn more. Utilize what you know once you know it. Utilize that trade once you develop it. And start your own independence. That's the way we gonna win. Point blank period. You can say what you want to say, but if we're gonna win, then we got to create our independence that direction. Like we're gonna have to learn how to use what they use to abuse and to take advantage and to build their wealth. And then we're gonna have to use it, man. Those are just facts. This is nothing against no other race. These are just facts that we're gonna have to start back getting our hands dirty. Remember, that's how we came in America. That's why we was here. That's why we here. To get our hands dirty, to get our knees dirty, to get our feet wet and dirty. It's okay. But now we're free. Now it's a different objective. It's a different narrative now. So just because you're working, you're building something for yourself. So it's okay to work for yourself. We've been working for others forever, man. Our family's been working for others and working for others. I have an aunt that I talk to. I love to death. And here lately, she been really on her independence, really thinking hard on how she can replace her job. She really realizing now how that job is holding her back as far as her freedom. She sees that there's not freedom. She just got to do it. So she want to create a way to not have to do that, to not have to answer to someone all the time. You're grown and you're still answering to someone. You're grown and you still got to explain to them why you can't come in because of something important. You have to think of ways to have someone else do something because you're not truly free. You're getting the money, you're getting the bag, but are you free? Freedom is something, man, that's priceless. But freedom is something, if you work on it, you can get it. If you work on it, you can have both. You can have the money and the freedom. But you're gonna have to sacrifice first. So before I leave, man, I just wanted you to think about this. Think about the fact that we are who we are. But we can use the situation. We can use the trades. We can use what happened to us to make something happen for us. Think about that. Black people, we can use white trades to make things better. I know a lot of us want to jump in the tech fields, and a lot of us did jump in this field. I don't do that. That ain't that smart. I want to do this. I don't want to do that. There's nothing wrong with using your hands. We built America anyway. The infrastructure, we built it. So why not build it for ourselves? Why not build our own infrastructure? Why not come together and build our own black man, white trades? HogOn.